Hello, everyone. John Anderson Pierre, the Beer and TV Rambling and Gambling looks at Fairhope. I drink, therefore I amber. As you can see by the beer here, this beer gets hasn't been scored or rated on Beer Advocate or on with the Bros. Um, hasn't been scored. Fairhope Brewery, which is right across the bay, strong throws away in Fairhope, Alabama. Mostly their beers are available in this area. Hold on, let me open this beer real quick. I do it the old-fashioned way, by teeth. 5.9% ABV. This is an American amber ale style, red style, I believe it is. Of course, Fairhope Brewery, again, been in existence since 2000 and since 2000 and 2012. Only 3 years, but they've put out a lot of good beers, and of course from their brewery, and opened the doors a year later, and then of course now they sell most of their beers now are available in 6 packs, and most of their stores in the cities of Fairhope, Daphne, Alabama, Mobile, Spanish Fort. Most of the supermarkets, all within small radius. Again, it's a small brewery. They're just kind of slowly building themselves up. So if you are in Alabama, I would recommend you go and sample some of their beers. And we're looking at, and that's it. Okay, watching um, watching a football game, Navy and Army, one of the football games here. It's doesn't matter who wins or what happens. It's a great football game, and this year was no exception. I think this was a really really good game, a very entertaining football game. The records don't mean anything between those two schools, but anyhow, back to the beer. Let's look at the style right over here. As you can see, the color of the beer. So, regardless who wins that game, both teams, what they're going to do when they leave after their 4 years is probably a lot more important. So, both teams are winners in my opinion, Army and Navy. You know, I know there's winners and losers, but with these two service academies, they are winners in my book. But back to the game, back to the beer. Um, the style, it has a very dark, maybe burnt scent to it a little bit. It's a little bit of a nice chalk coffee, a little bit scent. But this is very good. Uh, um, this beer, again, as I mentioned, the beer is located. The brewery, I should say, is located throughout the north, in the south, mostly this part of the state of Alabama. Does the lower tier of Alabama, southeast Alabama. Look at the supermarkets you get at the bars. Some on draft, some on bottles. The brewery has really grown, slowly beginning to grow. And of course, a lot of name. Look at some of these artsy sort of magazines, travel magazines. They probably have mentioned, our area, this part of Alabama, the southern tier near the beaches, Fairhope, Daphne, Spanish Fort, Foley. Of course, you got Gulf Shores and Orange Beach, Alabama, but I'm sure they probably mentioned, like I said, mentioned Fairhope, and they probably mentioned some destination spots you can go to, and they've also mentioned in Fairhope, but also they mentioned their brewery, Fairhope Brewery. Um, I've had their other beers. I've had Take the Causeway IPA, which is I think pretty excellent, pretty decent brew. Um, it's you know it's one of them real good beers. This beer here, it's what can you say? It's a yeah, I think I like the style. It reminds me a little bit of Yingling a little bit here, but I think this just has a little more better texture than Yingling. Don't get me wrong, Yingling still is a good beer, but this has a very nice texture to it, and this isn't bad at all. 5.9%, pretty strong. Like I said, some sort of coffee sort of scent to it with the amber ale, but it's like it's not hoppiness. Maybe the malts might be doing that, giving that scent. It's a real nice scent to it, caramel maybe, but the place I go get my beers at the Greer Shopping Center, is one of those stores that does the cost plus 10%, and then you end up paying for that beer. So um, so this is really good. And I did one of the Pick Six beers. Pick Six, $7.99. So Fair has some good beers. I'm sure they have all of their beers on stat on draft. A lot of the bars have it on draft too. Place called Rotello's Pizzeria has it. Two of their beers. This one as well as the other on draft. I haven't tried it on draft. I've only tried it on you know, and by can and by bottle. That's what I hate about local TV, man. They just about to interview the coach and they just bumped it off the put something else on. Fuck the news. I mean, screw the news. I mean, the news is important, but local. But you could have waited. CBS was already got fucked up on this one. Anyhow, um, this beer, I'm gonna give this beer. This is really going good. And then you compare this with beef stroganoff, strong cheese, blue cheese, aged Wisconsin cheddar cheese, grilled fish, something would pair well with this beer. Um, and I think it would really match well with this. I would say a salad, but something within that vein. Mm. So I will give this beer a solid 9. I think it's a great beer. Again, if you're in Lower Alabama, I would recommend you go and grab this. This is the Fairhope. I I drink, therefore I amber. This is an excellent beer. If you're in one of the restaurants in the Mobile area, if you're in Spanish Fort, going to some of the seafood restaurants, if you're in Mobile, you're coming, pick a 6 pack of this. Pick a 6 pack of the Take the Causeway. Pick a 6 pack of any of their beers. I've tried both. I've tried this one and now, and tried to Take the Causeway IPA. I think they are really good. See any others? Try them. Take home. Travel with them, sample them, and tell them what you think about them, and something that you would like and share with your friends. So if you're in the state of Alabama, so that's my grade. It's a solid 9 for this beer. Tell me what if you've been in the area, you visited, and if you have tried this, leave your comments on the bottom and tell me what you think. John Anderson Pierre, the Beer and TV Ramble, telling you to keep watching, and as always, cheers.